Hello and welcome to a Laravel blog series. Today, in this series, I'll be going over how to make a successful blog running application on Laravel. You'll have to have some prior knowledge of how to get Composer installed, and from there, I should be able to help you make this blog. So I'm first going to have to go ahead and do a Composer, create, project, then Laravel/Laravel. Then we're going to do the prefer dist. Now I'm just going to do this right in I'm going to do this right in my HT docs folder, and I'll go ahead and upgrade this in a few minutes, or update it, I mean. And I'm just going to wait here. I'm actually going to pause this while it's going through the installation process. Okay, that has finished downloading successfully, so now I'm going to go ahead and go to that installation directory, and I'm going to, so as we can see here we have Laravel. I'm just going to rename this to blog, because that's the one I just installed. I want to have this be the blog directory. And as we can see, we have our public. Now I already set up my vhosts and everything, so if I go ahead and bring open a browser window over here, and I go to blog.beta, because that's what I set up, and put a slash at the end. If you're in Google Chrome, you can see that we have arrived and Laravel is successfully set up correctly. So I think that's all we got to do for right now. Now I want to go ahead and create a database for this blog system. So we're going to go ahead and create a database in MySQL via the command line. So this is not all that difficult to do, and it is pretty simple. Sorry, I had some text popping up. Hold on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open up the command line. Okay, so open up the command line. You're going to do MySQL, then -u and root, and -p if you have a password. So we'll go ahead and do that. I don't have a password, so I'm logged into MySQL now. So I'm going to go ahead and create the database. I'm just going to name this Laravel blog. And add a semicolon at the end and press enter. And it has successfully created the database. So if I go ahead and describe Laravel blog, hold on, we'll come back to that in a second. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and open up PHP Storm and open up the project. So we're going to go ahead and open directory, and you can use any text editor that you would like. I'm just going to be using PHP Storm. Alright, so now we're in here. I'm going to go ahead and go to my app, config, and then database. And then inside of here, I can go ahead and add my MySQL database connection details. So my database will be Laravel_blog, and my username is going to be root. And I don't have a password, so that will be fine. And I'm just going to go ahead and save this, and that's all we have to do here, because we already have the default being MySQL. So that's all we have to do there. And if we go ahead and look at our views, we have hello.php, and this is the main Laravel view. Now, we will not be using just .php, we'll be using Laravel Blade templating. So I'm actually going to go ahead and delete this hello.php, just completely delete it. And I'm going to go to the views, I'm going to make a new file, and I'm going to name that file welcome, or we'll just do hello.blade.php. Okay, so now that we have the hello.blade.php, I'm going to then create a new folder inside of here, and I'm going to name this layouts. And inside this layouts, I'm going to create a master layout. So master.blade.php, and then inside of here, I'm going to go ahead and start templating out the master blade. Okay, and I want to actually change this master blade to another name here, so I'm going to go ahead and refactor this and rename. And I'm actually going to change this to, oh wait, not master, hold on, sorry. I want to change the hello blade, sorry. Refactor, rename, and I want to name this home.blade. So it'll make more sense for everybody. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the master, and I'm going to start out with my doc type. And I'm going to specify that as HTML. And then I'm going to go ahead and give me my starting and closing HTML brackets. I'm going to go ahead and add the header, or the head, and the body. Alright, so in the header, we're going to have a title. And I'm just going to name this Laravel blog. Now, eventually, we're going to have the name of the page that we're visiting. So it will be like, for example, setting up your first blog, and then it'll be Laravel blog. That will be the name of the article, is setting up your first blog. So we'll get to that later. And in the body, all we have to do is go ahead and just yield out content. And that's all you have to do there. Okay, now that we have that, we have the yield content and we have our master blade done. Now we can go back to our home blade and we can go ahead and actually work on the first site page, or first page, I should say. So we're first going to start out and we're going to extend. We're going to do extends, and then we're going to do layouts dot master, and we're going to close that off. Now let me explain this real quick. Now extends is just going to make sure we're using the master blade, and layouts, so all your views are going to be in the views folder. Layouts is the folder, and then we have a period, a dot, a period, a dot, whatever you call it. Then we have a master, then we have the name master, sorry about this, and we have master down here. Now don't worry about the blade.php. All we need is just the name before the .blade.php. So that's all we have to do there. And then I'm going to go ahead and do section content. And then I'm going to close it out, and then I'm going to do stop, or show. Wait, let me check. It's stop. Okay, and then inside of the section, we can go ahead and just type out H3 of welcome. And then this here will show that we successfully set up our site and everything is working A-OK. And we have an issue. It looks like something went wrong. Now, if you have an issue like this, we want to go ahead and go back to our app, and we want to go to config, so we're going to go back to app and turn debug to true. And this will go ahead so we can see all the errors, because if you're on a production environment, you do not want to show the page I'm about to show you. Yeah, you don't want to see this. So view hello is not found, which that's fine. I forgot to change that. So let's go to our routes real quick and let's make view home. Again, home is without the .blade.php, it's just home. Laravel interprets that all for us. Okay, so we can go ahead and refresh this and we get welcome. This is what we wanted to see, and we are going well. So eventually here I'm going to go ahead and show, or we're going to do the whole blog thing. Just trying to think if I want to do that now. Let's just go ahead and do an H1 here of blog, or my blog, and then we'll have welcome. We won't have welcome. We'll have a header row, and we'll close that out. And then we'll go down here and we'll make a section. And inside that section we'll have an H3, and we'll name that blog post. And then we'll have a small, and then we'll say at time. And then we'll have some title, or some text. Let me get that real quick. Okay, so I got some more text we'll put in there, and then what we'll end up doing is we'll only limit to a certain amount of text, and we'll get to that in a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and do span, or no, we'll have a div class of button, and I will name that button primary. I might end up just throwing Bootstrap in here to make this look a little understandable, and I'll name this read more. Alright, so if we go ahead and go to our page, we can kind of see we have some text going on here, which is what we want. And if I remember right, that's wrong part of what I want to do is here's wrong. So A. Alright, there we go. So now we kind of have our blog laid out, how we're going to have this laid up. I'll even integrate the pagination too, which is something that we're going to want. So yeah. So that's it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, I'll go ahead and show you some more information. That's very important stuff for this. I'm trying to think. We'll actually start hard coding the blog and add some function to it and start adding blog posts and everything. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.